Hello everyone. Next part we will introduce the intelligent operation and maintenance based on the MSNCE CampusInsight Analyzer. And this course is also the final lesson of the campus scenario. And after this, we will start about the SD1 just for the one interconnection scenario. And for the CampusInsight, we have introduced a lot on the cloud campus solution for the larger and medium-sized scenario, and also for the small and medium-sized campus network scenario design. And for the CampusInsight, it's just an analyzer based on the telemetry technologies to collect the network information with seconds, and it's based on the big data and the AI and other new technologies to analyze our network's status, and then it will tell you, it will locate the fault and will tell you the root cause of the fault, and will tell you the suggestions how to repair the network. So this course we will introduce some the overview about the CampusInsight, also some basic functions of the CampusInsight. However, we do not have the live environment about the CampusInsight, so we will use some use case to introduce the basic function of it. Okay, let's go to the first content. Is about the overview of the CampusInsight. We have talked a lot about the challenge of the CampusInsight, the challenge we will face on the campus network operation and maintenance nowadays, such as the difficult to locate the fault and analyze the fault, because as usual for the traditional O&M, we just based on the SMP. It's only when the fault occurred, it will tell you, it will alarm you, but you do not know the exactly what it has happened on that exactly time. So it's difficult for you to analyze what has happened, and it do not support the function for you to detect the user's experience. And only when the user's experience have been poor, it will alarm you that the network has some fault you need to repair. But it do not have the measurement method for you to detect the user's experience, and also it's difficult to identify the issues. However, for the CampusInsight, it provides the method to proactively to identify the issue, and you can repair the network before the fault occur. Oh, sorry. And so we will introduce the AI-powered intelligent operation and maintenance. It's just based on the CampusInsight, and this is the traditional management way, which is based on the SMP, just like the eSight. It can bring the functions such as the topology management, performance management, alarm management, and configuration management. However, for the CampusInsight, it's based on the telemetry technology. It can collect the network data within the second, and it can bring such functions like the visibility for the experience, and can identify the potential fault and locate the root cause. Also tell you the suggestions to how to optimize the network. And next, we will just introduce the basic function of the CampusInsight for this. And this is the whole scenario about the CampusInsight. It's just use the CampusInsight. It's just use based on the telemetry technology to collect the network's information, and it brings the four kind of functions, such as the real-time experience availability for each user, or based on the network, or based on each applications. And it can bring the fault locating in minutes based on the telemetry technology. And there are two kinds of issue analysis. One is for the individual. That means it can locate for each users, just for each client's fault. That is the individual fault. And if sometimes a group of users have faced for the same problems, that is group issues. So it can also analyze and locate the group issues and tell you the suggestions to optimize the network. And the third is for the intelligent network optimization. You can enable the intelligent radio celebration function, and the CampusInsight will optimize the network by itself. And the final is for the high quality service assurance, that is for the wireless location. It will based on, you can use the wireless location function to locate the users who have the wireless terminal place, and can find the best path for you to go through, such as the shopping mall, the supermarket, and we will talk about it later. And this is the architecture of the CampusInsight. The lower layer is just our networks, and it will based on the telemetry technology to report the information to the collector of the CampusInsight. And when the collector receives the data, it will send these informations to the analyzer. That means the CampusInsight is combined with two parts. First is the collector, another is the analyzer. And the analyzer is based on the big data and based on the AI algorithms to do the analysis. And then it uses the open APIs interface to support the multiple services, such as the issue analysis, the connection analysis, for the client, for the applications, port location, and others. And there is three kinds of external interfaces for the CampusInsight to connect with the campus network. The first is SMP. It can also use the traditional SMP to manage all of the devices, and use the syslog to receive the log information report from the campus network. And then with that, we just mentioned that the CampusInsight uses the telemetry technology to collect the network's data with minutes. And for this technology, it's just use the interface of the HTTP2 with the protocol buff. And for the detail about the telemetry technology, we will introduce next week. And it will just tell you we can use this interface to go through the telemetry technology. And there are 4 modes for the CampusInsight to deploy. The first scenario is you can just deploy the CampusInsight in the local and independently, and that means you just buy the CampusInsight and deploy it on your network, and use this CampusInsight to do the monitor and to do the management of your networks. And second is for the cloud campus deployment. And for the cloud campus, there have 3 kind of scenarios. The first is for the local deployment. That means you just deploy the controller within the with the CampusInsight together, and then it will just use these 2. We use the controller to manage and deploy all of the networks. And for the CampusInsight, it's just based on the telemetry to collect the information of the network. And for the and then it will analyze the network status. And if it needs to do some optimization, it will tell the controller. And then the controller will do the deployment. So as usual, we will deploy these two. We will deploy the controller and the campus and the analyzer together in our data center. And this scenario is also always for the large and medium-sized campus network. As well, you can just buy the services or just rent the services from the Huawei platform. For the Huawei platform, it just supports the it deploys the controller and also deploys the CampusInsight, and you can rent the service from the Huawei platform and to control and to manage, to monitor your networks and to optimize your networks just based on the services. Also for the MSP, the MSP can deploy these two devices and then you can rent or buy the services from the MSP. It's just similar to the Huawei platform scenario. Okay, this is the overview for the CampusInsight, and next we will introduce some functions, some basic functions, and some use case about the CampusInsight. And the first is basic technology for the CampusInsight, and it's also a function of it. It's just the telemetry. For the telemetry, we use the HTTP2 or protobuf to collect the network's data, and will separate this data in different mode for the wired network or for the wireless network, and then it will show you the data of the network in real time. So for example, this is for the wireless network. The CampusInsight can monitor the key metrics on the wireless network, such as the AP, CPU's usage, the memory usage, and for the radio, for the number of online client, for the channel, for the noise, and for the client is for the signal strength, for the packet loss rate, and others. And by default, it will collect this kind of data, this kind of network data with minutes, but you can change the period of the time. So after you collect the wireless metrics, it will just display all of the metrics to you in real time on the CampusInsight page, and then it will analyze and identify the issues, and will tell you what has happened during the period of time, and it will locate the root cause of the issue and tell you the suggestions how to repair it. And this function is also for the wired network. It will calculate the data such as the device and the card CPU usage, the memory usage. Also will detect the interface such as the number of received, the sent, the package, the number of packets sent from the interface, and also some error package. Also, if the interface is infrequently up or down, all of these informations will be detected by the telemetry, and also will display to you in real time, and will identify the issue, tell you the locate the root cause, also tell you the suggestions. And for other functions, all of those functions are based on the data that has been collected based on the telemetry. So this is the first important function for the CampusInsight. And the second part is for the visibility. For the visibility, the first is for the house. It's just like the CampusInsight is just like a doctor. It can detect the network's health and it will detect some metrics for the wired and wired network, and will tell you whether the network is healthy or not. And for the wired network, it will based on the 5 metrics such as success rate, access duration, the roaming success rate, roaming duration, signal and interference, air interface capacity, and air interface throughput. And also for the wild network, you can check the network status, network performance, device capacity, and device environment. And all of these things, they will show you on the CampusInsight page. And for each matrix, it will tell you whether this matrix is healthy or not. If it's not healthy, you can click the detail and to check the detailed information about one specific matrix, and to check the cause, what has happened for this issue, and how to repair it. And it also, for the CampusInsight, it will also have a service. Also have the service topology based on the building, and the building is just you can this part is your campus network, and each contain several buildings. So for the CampusInsight, it will based on the service. It will show you a service topology based on the real building, and for each building, for example, for the 19 building, this building it has some problems. It will just alarm you, and then you can click it to check the detail about the problems. So let's see the first use case is for the wireless network healthy. One day you can using the wireless health of CampusInsight. The O&M personnel at a site find that the network quality of Shenzhen campus is much lower than that of other campus. That access success rate and coverage and the throughput fulfillment rate of Shenzhen campus are below the industry benchmark. And by drilling down data, the personnel successfully locate the cause and rectify the fault. So next, let's go to the process for how to check the wireless network health. First, there is a tab for you, is just for the health. And when you go to the health page, each one is for the wireless health, and behind it is just the wild health. And then you can click the wireless health, and you will find you just manage 4 campus network, just like 4 sites: the Nanjing, the Suzhou, the Shanghai, and the Shenzhen. And for the Shenzhen, it's just lower than other campus, right? And so you can click the Shenzhen to check the detail about this site. And then you will find 5 kind of metrics. We just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the signal and the interference, you find that this matrix is low, and it just alarm you that there maybe have some problems. So you can click it to check the detail information. And then after to the detail page, you will find that it has happened an issue. The issue is the weak signal coverage issue. So this issue brings the problem for this signal and interference that is make it lower than other site. And then you can click this issue to check the detailed information about the weak signal coverage issue, and it will tell you the root cause, also the suggestions. And for the weak signal issue, we will check it later, not on this use case. And the second use case is for the wild network health. The process is similar. First, you click the healthy and click the wild health, and then it will show all of the 4 kinds of metrics about the wild network to you. And for each one, you can click the view details, and then you will go to the detail page, and it will show you some issues. And for each issue, you can click with the detail to check the problem. And for this wild network, you will find it has happened the port error package exceeding. That means some port has received a lot of error packet, and also layer 2 loops have happened. So you can collect the detail to check the detailed information about these two problems. And the CampusInsight also provides the professional evaluation report services, and especially the network quality evaluation reports on the network overview, indicator detail, and rectification suggestions are generated in real time. So you can just download the health report from the CampusInsight. It will contain these three kind of informations just about our network. You can just you can check the report you can download the report just detect our network in a period of time, just like this. First, you need to choose the wireless house or wild house, and then click here the report export, and then you can export the evaluation report. You can just schedule sending, just send in some special time, or just immediately to download the report. And for the report, you can check a period of time just by choose the start time and choose the end time of the network, and then you will download the report, and you can check the detailed information about your network. So by the evaluation report, it's easy for the administrators to report the network information to its boss. Also, it's easy for the administrators to save this report and to help him to optimize the networks later. Okay, the first two is for the health, and the third function about the availability is about the radio heat map. It just like I talked, it provides the service topology. The CampusInsight can provide the service topology, and for the service topology, it collects the statistics on the status, access, congestion, and error packet issues, and displays the number of clients and traffic volume based on sites, regions, buildings, or floors, just like the picture I just show you, but it's just based on the buildings. And this allows the administrators to quickly search for and view the buildings that users pass by, and it helps the administrators quickly identify the campus network issue. And when you enter the service topology, you can next enter the double topology, and this is the double topology. And for the double topology, you can buy the bandwidth view, or buy the channel view, or buy the signal strength view to check to view the radio heat map of the network. And it's just like a simulator. If you can add a new AP, or add some obstacles, just like the real environment, to simulate if the signal strength is enough for the office. And so it's easy for the administrators to deploy the APs. So also for the example, for the radio heat map, a company has insufficient conference room resources and need to partition the office area to form some conference rooms, and the construction design personnel consult the company's IT department about whether this practice affects the office Wi-Fi, and the IT personnel edit the coverage obstacles such as conference room walls and glasses, doors based on the radio heat map, and field coverage holes, or adjust APs based on the simulation result. So this shows is just like a simulator for the deployment of some new APs or some new obstacles. So the process of it, first you need to go to the service topology and enter this tab. You will enter, click this tab, you will enter the double-line topology. After you enter the double-line topology, you can choose the specific site and the building and the specific flow. And then you just enter this flow's environment. And this is just shows the simulate the real environment of your office. And then if you want to add some new obstacles, you can just right-click this page, and it has add obstacles. You can just click it, and then you can choose different. You can select different obstacles, such as the walls, the wooden door, the glasses, and the among gold glasses and brick walls and so on. You can just choose one of the obstacles, just like the real time, and then you can just page the obstacles in the just like this in the picture, and then it will just and then you will change the page by the signal strength or by the channel, and this time we want to check the signal strength. If you if the new AP signal can affect this location, so you will just choose the by RSSI and refresh the page. It will just tell you the simulation result, and based on the result, you can just deploy your AP, and it will just tell you how to will you deploy the AP is okay for the office. And another function is for the spectrum analysis. The spectrum analysis tab page displays the channel status and the surrounding interference of APs, including the channel utilization, the current working channel, the historical trend of channel status, the non-Wi-Fi interference source, and the Wi-Fi interference source, and others. A lot of information is just like this. And the process for the how to analyze the spectrum is just as follows. First, the APs will scan all the channels in the real time, including the co-channel interference, non-Wi-Fi interference, and the normal usage radio of the channel. And second, the APs will report the channel scanning data to the CampusInsight. And last, the CampusInsight will monitor the status of all channels by the AP in real time, and will allow the administrators to view the historical trend chart and the non-Wi-Fi interference source tabs and the signal strength. And based on all of the channels, the trend of the channels, all of the pictures, it's easy for the administrators to analyze the spectrum of all channels in the real time. So this is the all channel status monitor, and this is the historical trend chart by the channel, and also the list of detected Wi-Fi or non-Wi-Fi interference source. So the administrators can check these interference devices one by one. And also there is a function for the terminal. It can provide the terminal dialing test when the moving terminals such as mobile phones. You can install the Cloud Campus app. And when you install the Cloud Campus app, it will bring some functions for you, such as the pin delay test, the pin packet loss rate test, the speed test, and others. And then it will report these informations to the Campus Insight, and the Campus Insight will show all of the test record to you and will display it to you in the. So the changes of dialing test metrics are displayed in different colors, so it's easy for you to check the STA status. And after click a special metric, you will get the detail about a specific test, just like this. And this is the dialing test metric trend for the signal strength based on the period of time. And this is the solution for how to deploy the dialing test, the terminal dialing test. It's just for the mobile phones, for the moving terminals. You just need to install the Cloud Campus app, and then you need to make the STA can connect to the controller, also connect to the Campus Insight. That means they have the communication capability between each other. So and then you can just use the function on the Cloud Campus app. It will just do the speed test and for other tests, and then it will report the information to the Campus Insight. And the Campus Insight will display all of the test results to you. And also, you can download the test report, just like this. The Campus Insight provides a comparison report of networks built by different vendors, comprehensively evaluate the overall user experience of Wi-Fi networks, and analyze the network issues. Also provides network optimization guidance. And this is an example for the test report. Okay, this part for the visibility, and for the visibility is just want to tell you the Campus Insight bring a lot of visibility method for you, and it's based on different dimensions such as the wireless network, the wired network, also for each client, for each applications, also for the terminals. It can collect all the informations and will separate, analyze all of the information, the data, and separate them in different modes, and based on the administrator's requirement. And for each requirement, you can go to the specific page and to check the specific data. And the next is for the analysis. We have just mentioned in our network there are two kinds of issues. One is for some specific person, that is the individual issue. You can check the individual issue for each matrix or for each client, and to get the root cause or get the suggestions. And if a group of persons or a group of applications face the same issues, we regard them as the group issues. And the Campus Insight also have the function how to identify the group issues and to locate the root cause of the problem. And this is the process for the Campus Insight to analyze the problems. Firstly, it needs to establish the fault knowledge base database based on the long-lasting expert level of O&M expertise of Huawei engineers, and also the continuous input from fault troubleshooting at real sites. And it's based on all of these information to establish a lot of problems rules. So when the fault occurs, it will report this information to the Campus Insight, and the Campus Insight will compare this fault data based on the database, the fault knowledge database, just through this way. and then it will get the failure root cause and will tell you how to the suggestion to repair it. So for example, a client access fails at the authentication phrase, and for the authentication, it has 3 steps for the associate, the authentication process, also for the DHCP. That is for the access process of one user. And the client is made problem for the access. It has access failure. And the authentication mode is .1x authentication. And the last packet for protocol is the EAP failure. And the packet before this is sent from the client to the AP, and the interval between this failure packet and the previous packet is less than 2 seconds. So it just find a lot of symbol for this problem, and then it will check, oh, the problem may be caused from the client enter incorrect username or password, and it suggests you to enter the username and password again. Okay, and next we will go to the individual issue first. The individual issue is it has 4 kind of functions to detect the individual issue, such as the journey analysis, access analysis, experience analysis, and application analysis. And we will talk about it one by one. The first is for the journey analysis. The journey analysis is used to detect the user's experience. First, it will you can enter a specific user's experience view, and this is the overview about this specific user's experience, and this is a metric overview, and this is the access trend status. And we'll find at 8 o'clock there is a DHCP failure, and then you can check the trend of the experience based on the time, and you find this period of time it has the signal strength is low, and also in this period of time there is the packet loss rate is high. Also it has the high latency. So it will tell you what is problem has happened, and that is a weak signal coverage problem, and then you can collect it to check the issues detail. So for example, you can just click the client and enter a specific users, because some users have the Wi-Fi experience pulse issue. And then you find this is the issues MAC. You can collect it to get this specific users experience view. And this is the metric overview. And you find it has the average packet loss rate is low. Just like this, the average packet loss rate is very high, and you find this in this period of time it has a poor signal quality and also have high packet loss rate. And you will find that it goes through a weak signal coverage. You can click it to check the detail. And the second for the individual issue is for the access analysis. For one user's access to the network, it needs to go through 3 steps we just mentioned: the association, the authentication, and the DHCP to get the IP address. And for the access analysis, it's just analyze the process of these 3 steps, and then it will tell you on which step it has happened a failure, and you can click it to check the whole process for the packet exchange, and then it will locate the failure packet and will locate the root cause and tell you the suggestions. So for example, to locate the wireless access issue, the client at the site reports that the Wi-Fi can now be connected, and so you can just go through the protocol tracks and change the users to the specific client, and then you will go through these users the access analysis view, and this is the overview about this user. you will find in this time it has the DHCP failure, right? And you can collect a session that can at access failure is in the session list. You will find that for the access process, it has happened some failed process. And check the 3 steps for the association, the authentication, and the DHCP. You find there is a DHCP failure. And you can click the DHCP and you will check the detail about the DHCP packet exchange. You will find for the STA, it sent a request to the server, and the server reject this packet by send a DHCP NAC, and it will caused by the DHCP servers do not have enough address pool for the client to assign the IP address. So it suggests you to expand the address pool for the DHCP server. And next is for the experience analysis. For the experience analysis, it's just based on the AI algorithms. When it receives the data from the network, it will based on the AI algorithms to show you all of the trend about the Wi-Fi experience, and you can just based on of the trend you can manage, you can detect how is the Wi-Fi experience is okay or not, and if it has some problems. For example, the interference exists between co-channel enable APs. That means two APs maybe have some conflict for the channel. It will tell you the suggestion how to solve this problem. And for this function, it's used less in our real network, so we do not use use case to talk about it. And next is about the application analysis. For the applications, that means the CampusInsight can check the each applications experience by the every user, every moment, and every application, and it will show you for each applications the metrics about the applications, and will display you the experience about the application in real time. And it has two kind of functions for the application analysis. The first is to identify the application and analyze the traffic. And you can just enter the application view, and it will show all of the application overview to you. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4 applications that managed by the CampusInsight. And for each tab, it's just one specific applications overview, and you can click here to check the detail about the application. And after you click the detail, you will find the traffic about this application, and you can do the analyze about it just based on the time. And then it will display the traffic usage of the application based on the interface or the devices and the host. And for example, it will just tell the top 5 interface flow in bounds rate, just like this, and the top 5 session flow bytes. And the second is about application is to the awareness about the application experience and analyze the poor quality of the experience. It's just show you a topology like this. It's just simulate the real topology, and in which device of the topology has happened the poor experience, it will just alarm you in the yellow or in the red color, and then you can click it to check this specific device information to check the issue. So for example, O&M personnel at a site are responsible for guaranteeing the important video conference attended by Huawei executive and proactively inspect the conference application quality of the executive. If a conference quality issue is found, the application troubleshooting function can be used to quickly demarcate the packet loss location of application flows and rectify the issue. So you can click the client and you can change the view to the specific client and or to the specific application, and you will on the client journey page you can check the experience analysis, and you will find that for these special applications at the 7 count, you will find that it has received a poor quality of experience issue, and so you can click the yes and click the detail to check the problems. And this is the overview about the problem, and this is the simulating topology. You will find that it has happened, that the poor experience has happened on the AP4, and you can click it to check the detail about the device of the packet loss trend of the application, just like this. So after the individual issue, it also support provide the functions for the group issues detection. For the wireless, it can detect the connection issues such as the associate failure, the authentication failure, and others. And also for the roaming, the repeated roaming, the roaming exception, and for the air interface performance such as the weak signal coverage, the high interference, and also for the wild devices such as the network status, the network performance, and others. And it can bring so many can detect so many issues, and we only talk several of them as example. And the first is about the connection issue. And for the connection issue, and this is for the access failure rate, and the green color is the number of the user, and the blue is the access failure rate, and the gray shadow is the failure rate baseline. And in the first time, that the first part is whenever the users access to our network, the access failure has happened and it's just normal. And the second part is tell you there is several users access to our network, but it has happened some access failure, and this kind of failure is for the individual. It's abnormal, so you can go to the individual issues to check the specific client, what has happened for this client. And for the group issue, we need to pay attention to the third part, that is a lot of users access to our network, and the access failure rate is also high. That is too high problems. You need to pay attention to this part. And after that, after it just show you has happened the too high problems, and it will just identify this fault in different modes, such as the point, the window, the SID, the flows, and you can just check the different mode to get the detail about the problem. And then it will tell you the root cause, and it will tell you the suggestions how to repair it. So for example, you can click the issue analysis and click the connection issue tab, and you will find the timeout authentication problem. After click the statistics, you will find that this is the number of client and authentication fail video. You will find in this 6 account that has happened the issue with a large number of failed clients and a large failure rate. And when the number of wireless access user increased sharply at the 6 o'clock, the authentication failure rate reached to almost 30%. And this is just a typical issue with a large number of failed clients and a large fail rate, indicating that a group fault occurred. So this is a group issue, a typical group issue. And then you can just click the original issue list to check the detail. It's just a timeout authentication. You will find the reason is for the radio server. The radio server times out, and then it just tell you the server is abnormal. You need to check the radio for help. So the use case benefit about this connection issue is the connection issue analysis is due to the factors such as the signal coverage, the obstacles in physical environments, and the radio interference, the user access failure persist on the wireless network, and the CampusInsight can analyze the client access data to identify abnormal clients and eliminate invalid failure events. So this is the benefit for the connection issue analysis. And next is about the performance issues such as the weak signal coverage. It will show how the issue happened on what specific time, and in that time that has the signal strength is weak, and it will show you the power change to help you to detect the root cause and tell you the suggestion. So for example, then also click the issue analysis to choose the weak signal coverage and choose the original issue list to get the detail. You will find on this time the signal strength is lower, and you will find the 5G radio power of the AP set 30 is too high. That because too high, that it made some remote APs, remote clients to associate with these APs. So it brings a weak signal coverage problems, and it will tell you how to repair it, just reduce the power of this AP. And then it's for the high interference issue. It also just similar as the weak signal. It just show you display all of the information and the data for you that the CampusInsight collect, and then it will tell you based on this information. It will tell you how the problem happened and will tell you the suggestions, and this fault detect. So it's the same way. Click the issue analyze, click the high interference, click the original issue, and get the detailed information. You will find the two APs. You set the two APs at the same channel, so they have the high interference issue. The suggestion is that you need to change one APs to another channel. And the final is about the devices issue is for the such as packet error, and such as the layer 2 loop issue. And this is the layer 2 loop issue. It will just show you the loop is happened in what specific interfaces, and will simulate the real topology to you. So it's easy for you to locate the where is the loop happened, and you can just repair the loop based on the topology. And for the topology issue, you can go through the health page and click the pending issues. You will find there will show you a lot of issues, and one of them is the layer 2 loops. And this is a specific interface, this is a specific topology. And based on this, you can just locate the cause, and the suggestion is to maybe just like the first suggestion, remove a port from the VLAN, so the loop will be delayed by you, and will also tell you the impact about the issue. When the loop has happened, it will bring the broadcast problem for you. And another device issue is about the port packet error. It just identifies this issue by these two algorithms. First is the outlier detection algorithm. The second is time series anomaly detection algorithm. For the first algorithm, it will just show the special pods to you, just like this. For this pods, its error is received. Is the number for the pods to receive the error packets is abnormal to all of the other pods. So this pod is just an error pod. And you will also find that in the period of time, for the pod is always it frequently receives the error packet in the period of time. So this is for the pod packet. You can check it on the health page for the pending issue. You can also check it through the service topology. And for the topology, it will show you the problems such as abnormal status, also for the error packet. You can click it to check the detail. You find that this special pod it has higher number about the error packet receiving, and till the time passed, it frequently receives the error packet. So this pod it has a problem just for the G001, and then it will tell you how to repair, what this problem has happened just for the root cause, and it will tell you how to repair it, how to check it just by the virtual cable test command to check the cable is okay or not. And also for the frequent port up and down, and for the port up down and down is just similar for the error packet receiving. If a port is always up and down, it just impact the network stable, and it will impact the network stable. So you need to analyze the network. It's just based on the correlation analysis and the port cable test to identify the port. So you can go through the health for the pending issues and find the port up and down. You can find it also show the port error packet problems. So if you want to check the port error packet received issue, you can also go through this way. Click the health, click the pending issues, and you will find the issue. And then for the port up down, you can click it to check the detail. You find in the period of time, this specific port is always happen the up and down issues. And it will show you how to locate the root cause and how to repair it just by test the cable. Okay, this is the function for the analysis. For the analysis, it has a lot of method and a lot of way for you to detect and to analyze the network. And you can just based on your requirement to check different analysis page to get the information about your network. And the next one is about the optimization. For the optimization is for the radio celebration method. In the real time, about 20 customers will choose the manual celebration way to celebrate your network, but it has a problem for channels playing in manual mode and not the optimal ones, and the real-time network awareness is not supported. And for the manually, it is a heavy work load for the customers. So the CampusInsight is support a real-time simulator feedback for you. It can evaluate the radio score and the number of APs waiting for celebration based on the radio and enable informations of the APs. And then it will display the celebration simulation effect through the AI algorithm and provide the channel adjustment suggestions. So it just provide a simulator tools for you to help you to do the manually celebrate about your network. And almost 80% customers will choose the automatic celebration. However, for the traditional automatic celebration, its load balancing is not considered during load sharing celebration, and only the current network status can be detected. For example, this is your network status, and as usual, your network status is like this. And when you want to celebrate your network, you will just, for example, you detect you want to celebrate your network in this time. In this time, it will just detect the information about this time. So it will think your network is in this status, and it will celebrate based on this status. However, for the CampusInsight is based on the AI algorithm. It will based on the big data and will think about all of the traditional trend about your network status, and will do the predictive celebration for you for your networks. So this is difference for this is function supported by the CampusInsight. And for example, it has the AI-powered predictive celebration function. You can just go to the intelligent radio celebration and choose the big data celebration. The first one is the simulator, and the second one is the big data celebration. And enter this page, you can just enable this function for the AI-powered celebration. And then on the next page, you will find there has some high load APs. It's just detected by the CampusInsight itself. And then it will and then you just finish the enable about the function. And on the second day, after you enable this function, you will find it's just optimize the network by the CampusInsight itself. You will find that the average client bandwidth is changed to the 252 Mbps, and the average channel usage is reduced. And also we'll find that the bandwidth is changed from 20 to the 40. That means it's just intelligent to separate your network. And the final is about the assurance. First is the wireless. About the wireless location we just mentioned at the first of the course. Due to nowadays, due to the impact of the virus, we hope that people are scattered in the shopping mall or the supermarket, and we can just use the wireless location function to locate all of the terminals, and it can show the workable path and a heat map of pedestrian flow and interference, or also the terminal display. And it also supplies the functions such as the interference source locating. It will locate all of the interference source devices, such as the such as the Wi-Fi interference source, also non-Wi-Fi interference source like the Bluetooth, the microwave, the also others. So for example, the first is this is for the wireless location. During the pandemic, Cynic Sport wishes to strictly control the personnel contact to reduce the pandemic spreading risks. And the wireless location function enables administrators to check the client heat map in a specific period of time and identify the crowded areas. So in this manner, the Cynic Sport miners can perform crowd dispersing in advance and reduce the contact risks. So, and for this function, you also need to enter the service topology and enter the double-line topology. And you need to choose the specific site, choose the specific flow, and you need to click the wireless location. For the wireless location, you can just enable the heat map of pedestrian flow. So it just adjusts the heat map effect for you, and then it will just display of all of the network you have managed heat map of the campus network. And then you can just find and if you just enable the first workable path, it will just show you what is the suitable path for the customers to go through. And for the interference source locating, when you enable when you need to enter the high interference page, and when you enter this page, it will show all of the interference devices for you, just like this. And for the right AP is an AP that indicated it is interferent AP, and also will display the interference source and their locations, just like this, here, 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 and here. Okay, this is how functions can be supported by the CampusInsight. And then it's about a simple question: which of the following functions can CampusInsight provide? The first, the network health evaluation. It can be supported by the CampusInsight, and the wild user experience visualization also for the wireless user. And the protocol tracing for locating wireless access issues, yes, and it's also for the wild users access. And the minute level fault locating is right, so the answer is all of them. Okay, this is the whole information about the CampusInsight. It can for the CampusInsight, it's just like the eSight, we use it to monitor and to manage the network's informations, and it can collect the network's informations within seconds based on the telemetry technology, and it based on all of the information it collected. It will show you in different parts. For example, by each users, or by each applications, or by the individual issues, or by the group issues. It will show you different part to tell you what problem has happened, and will locate the root cause and tell you the suggestions to repair them, and also bring the optimization method for the intelligent optimization method for you to celebrate your network. Okay, that's all for the CampusInsight, and that's all for the campus scenario. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can tell me in the chat group. And if no, let's take Let's take a 20 minutes rest, and then we'll start the SD1 scenario course. Okay, thank you. Oh.